Hey guys, look, I know I'm probably not even coming off as, very energetic and stuff like that, but, it's just, I've been dealing with a lot lately, especially with school. First of all, I hope everybody has had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I did, and all that other stuff. But, honestly, I was a bit stagnant on whether or not I even wanted to do this video, but I wasn't gonna sit here and let y'all and leave y'all out off of this because of all the shit that I'm going through, and this episode definitely got me so much in my feelings over, like, it was so much relatable shit that was going on with this episode that is like very accurately relevant with what's going on in my life right now. And it's just like, hopefully I'm just gonna try to get through this review without crying. So let's just get into this. So let me just go ahead and get this whole damn storyline out the way so that we can get to the good shit. So we open up with this truck of a bunch of refugees, and Angel is one of them, and they're being taken off somewhere. So at this point, bitch, we find out that he'd on escape from the Dominican Republic to come try to get into the U.S. so that he can see Simone again. I'm sitting here like, nigga, why is your ass still on this goddamn show? So later, Simone gets a call from the dudes that took them that, Angel's in the U.S. and that she needs to give him at least 7,000 or else they're going to kill him. So she's already in her damn feelings about that shit. So at that point, she later gets a call that they arrived at the area, and she plans to meet up with Nina to go ahead and gain the money so that they can be able to pay off the debt to get Angel back. So when they show up, Nina presents them the money, and when he saw her car, the price went up. But thankfully, Nina was prepared for that because she knew that if you owe somebody money and you come in with something that's like real expensive to where you look like that you got like money, then of course they're gonna ante up the price. So fortunately for Simone, Nina was thinking ahead, and she well enough prepared for that shit. So she gave him another stack, and they let Angel go. And I'm just like, girl, whatever. So at the hotel, she tries to let him know about Nina and shit, but she finds a scar on her side, and he reveals that him and a couple of other refugees was promised that they was going to be taken at the safe house, but of course they had to pay for it, and Angel didn't have the money, so he had to sacrifice one of his organs to get it. And I'm just like, girl, that's fucked up, but whatever. So Simone and Nina, in the room together, they talking and shit, and Nina has to let her know that she understands how much Simone and them, really love each other and shit like that, and she lets her know that she's never felt that way before because of course Mateo ain't shit. So they pretty much kiss. Angel walks in and Nina leaves, and then Angel starts overreacting, getting the idea that, why she wanted the divorce in the first place. So he leaves. So then later on, they at the hotel, they apologize to one another about him overreacting and her not having a clear sense of idea of what the hell she wanted and shit. And she tells him that he loves her and she loves him and all this other shit. They kiss and make up. I hate these two. So then Angel pretty much lets her know that he finished the song that they was working on together, and they start singing, and I'm just like, girl, whatever. So then we get Star and Jackson, they listening to the remix and how Star is already planning on putting that out. Jackson want to talk about some, this shit finna hit the charts. I'm sitting here like, nigga, stop. Okay. Don't gas Star up too damn much, okay? Just because the original diss track, went to the charts or whatever, does not mean that you need to gas her up someone saying that the remix will do the same. Cause it might not be that way. But whatever. So while they're over here discussing that and making plans to figure out how they're gonna decorate the nursery, in comes his mama. Oh my goodness, his mama was a bold ass bitch. He was, he made plans for her to stay in with him, and I'm like, they a little, they was a little touchy feely for me to be a mom and son and shit. So of course, she ends up showing them all the decorations that she bought and all this other shit, and that she said that she was gonna make the nursery, and then her and Star ends up going back and forth to the point where Mama ended up getting bold on Star saying shit about how Jackson was saying her about the type of background that she went and her mom and all this other stuff and all this other shit. And I'm sitting here like, ooh, Jackson, you need to get your mama. Because, child, if I was Star, I would have. Child, if I was Star and my nigga came in with his mama and she was saying all this shit about me and my life and my motherfucking family, bitch, I would have dog walked her ass. Fuck out of here, because you will not. That is one of my. That is one of my 3 deadly sins. Okay, don't come for my family because, bitch, I will dog walk your ass. Don't do that shit. Fuck all that. Nah, fuck talking, bitch. I'm going straight dog walk your ass. So yeah. She leaves, and later on, Jackson apologizes, and he explains to her that he explains to Star that all this shit went down about them having to sing. Oh shit, I'm so tired. But we're gonna get through this. Jackson explaining about how they how being living life as a single parent is tough and shit. Child, I don't give a shit. I don't give. Honestly, I could care less about Simone and Angel and Star and Jackson's storyline. Okay, so we're done with that. So on to the actual episode. So then we get Alex and Miss Bruce. They're listening to her music. They try to figure out Alex's solo sound. And Carlotta returns to the house. Everyone's glad to see her back home. And at this point, Cotton tries to go on ahead and catch her up with what has happened since she's gone, including the situation with Cassie. And already this gets Carlotta like very upset. So later she visits her in prison, and Carlotta is not here for her attitude, and how Cassie still believes that her and Xander gonna get married, and that he's her man, and that she's gonna be his woman, and all this other shit. And Carlotta had to let her know that Xander is not a good person, that he's practically toxic for her, but she clearly wasn't here for it. Okay. So later we get Derek, who gets a meeting with one of the detectives, and he practically has to let them know that, child, the Mr. Girl's dead. And because this whole investigation went from being a simple rape investigation to now a murder investigation to all these other extensions, like the investigation ended up becoming too big for Derek to handle. So pretty much his services is no longer needed. Pretty much he just came in and let Derek know, thank you for your services. So at this point, Derek's upset. And yeah. So then we get Noah. Noah is in the middle of a photo shoot, Whew, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. If I'm like yawning constantly, like I'm real tired because like girl, we'll get to that we'll get to that later. So he's getting ready for his interview and shit like that, and he's going through a lot of post-traumatic stress from the robbery that happened from the last episode 2 weeks ago, and Maurice tries to push him to get better, but of course Noah can't relax. So he gets the interview from Chloe, but he can't concentrate because he's still bothered, and he cuts the interview early, and he backs out. So then he confesses to Maurice and his dad about the robbery, and Maurice has to let him know that he needs to man up and get over it, while his dad tries to go ahead and help him so that he can, you know, just be there for his child and whatnot. So of course, it's just two conflicting situations going on, and at this point, Maurice, you are a dog ass bitch, and I don't respect you for that, because how you gonna sit here like this man got robbed, and you're still gonna push him to do his best so that you can make money for your broke ass bitch? Bye. I don't like you. I hope your ass is not here by next season. That's all I have to say. So, his daddy tries to confront him about carrying a gun to protect himself, and he has to let him know that what he's doing is, messed up, and that it ain't worth it for him to, pull a, to carry a gun around in public like this and all this other shit. But at the end of the day, what else is Noah gonna do? I mean, really, what else is Noah gonna do? We just seen what happened with Derek and his situation, with him trying to get involved with the Popo and trying to trying to figure out who, raped Miss Ruby. So, what the hell do you think would be the situation if he tries to get the cops involved? So it's just like, what else is he going to do? How else is he going to be able to defend himself if something like that were to happen again? So I feel for Derek on what he was trying to do, but at the end of the day, I also saw a little bit of where the daddy was coming from. So, we got all that. Then he starts singing, and the performance was cute. I really liked the cinematography that was going on with the performance as well. Like, bitch. Okay, Lee Daniels. You got your budget up, I see. Alright, you do that. Okay. So the girls, they worried about what Carlotta will think about their new album and shit like that. And she comes in and she gives off her critique about how she felt like that the album is not done, because she feels like that, it's missing something, and that, they need to get back to it and all this other stuff. So of course the girls are in their feelings about this. So of course we got, Miss Bruce, in the bed with Noah's daddy and whatnot. They cuddle and whatnot, and at this point, Miss Bruce is worried about figuring out where their relationship is going, because he's not fully open to even share that they're even in a relationship with anybody else than how Miss Bruce has. And she feels that, they're kind of still in the closet as a couple, and that he needs to be able to be more comfortable to come out and just let everyone know that he's in a relationship with a female and all this other stuff. So it is what it is. So then we get Alex. Guys, let me tell y'all something. Because this shit is just too damn real. So, of course, being that I'm in college right now, it's close to, like, next week is finals week and shit like that. And at this point, I already feel like I'm behind on a lot of shit right now. And right now, I'm off the deep motherfucking end. And this scene right here with Alex and Noah, like, really hit fucking home for me, because I felt where Alex was coming from. Like, When I tell you this episode was really like mirroring what the fuck I'm going through in my life, bitch, it was hitting home for me in so many places. Alex deals with, another panic attack, and Noah comes in to comfort her, and she lets him know that she feels so much pressure and anxiety because of all the shit that's going on that she's dealing with. And at this point, I definitely relate to where she was coming from, and I was really trying so hard not to cry throughout the scene because it was really hitting home for me. Like, bruh, like, I felt her. I really did. Like, this shit is, like, really fucking hard, and it ain't easy. But at the end of the day, though, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I appreciate it, and this is what really made me like Noah even more as a character and shit like that, because it's like I appreciated the way how he was there for her and how he comforted her and all this other shit, letting her know that it's hard, you know for black people to even move on with life and be able to go through all these different obstacles and all this other shit. And for that, I really appreciated this whole fucking scene. And again, it was just too relatable to the point where I just couldn't handle this whole thing. But at the end of the day, I appreciated it so fucking much. And, it is what it is. So we're gonna move on from that, okay? We're gonna move on from that. So, we get to the prison scene, and Cassie gets interrogated by the detective about the mystery girl, who we find out her name is Tammy. And he lets her know that Tammy found out that there were drug money that was being invested into Karma, and that he was willing to make a deal with Cassie, but Cassie wasn't here for it, and she was trying to keep her mouth shut. So we get to court, and pretty much Cassie gets sent back to prison, and before that, Carlotta comes in and brings the whole family to let Cassie know that they got her back, and that they're the ones who's showing her more love than Xander did. And then Xander shows up. And then once, Cassie was sent back to prison, he lets Carlotta know that he will always win, and that Carlotta is just a selfish bitch who's just gonna be there to save the wounded soldiers. And I'm sitting here like, Xander, you a punk. Get the fuck out of here. So then we get Noah, who arrives at this local club, and he's still bothered by the robbery, but he's keeping his cool right now. And everything seems to be going well until his dad pops up and tries to help him, but Maurice blocks him from doing so because he believes that, he's a liability against Noah. But at the end of the day, Maurice, you need to understand that what you're doing to Noah is not healthy. He's going through post-traumatic stress from the fact that he just got robbed. And the fact that you are still fucking with him like this, you're a dog-ass bitch. So, of course, Noah, kicks his own dad out, but, child, I know that ain't gonna last long. So later he's seen, dancing with Alex, and they vibing with each other and whatnot. Noah glad that Alex came and all that other shit. And it seems that they try to give off a little kiss until they both decide to back off because, Noah is trying to, get himself together while Alex is trying to figure out how to live a life on her own. And it's like, again, another thing that I can relate to. Like, girl, so far, Alex, I feel like so far throughout this whole episode, like, I deeply related to Alex. Like, girl, like, Alex has been real relatable to me throughout this whole episode to the point where I was a little freaked out. Like, girl, this is getting too creepy. But of course, while all that was going on, Derek is seen in the background. So backstage, Derek walks up on Noah, and this is where Derek fucked up. Derek decided that he wants to get in his feelings and confront Noah about him trying to steal Alex from him and all this other shit. And when he practically ran up from behind and tried to nudge him by his shoulder like this, Noah pulls out his gun at him, and this is when Derek fucks up again, trying to, pump up his chest and shit. Talk about, oh, you finna shoot me? Go ahead. Do it. Do it like he finna do something. And I'm sitting here like, Derek, you ain't finna do shit. Okay? Shut up. You ain't finna do shit. And then Noah had to set his ass straight and let him know, boy, at the end of the day, you can't sit here and get mad at me because she needs time for herself, okay? She needs to figure herself out and try to get herself together when at the end of the day, you were the one who broke her heart first, okay? And you popping up the way that you did is not going to help the situation or bring her back. And I said, go off, Noah, because you are really making sense right now. I'm loving it. So then, we get Carlotta and Miss Bruce together. Miss Bruce has to let Carlotta know that at the end of the day, even though she understands her concerns for Cassie, you gotta learn how to let people go. And let them live their own lives and make their own choices and let them spread their wings and fly off. And at this point, I agree with Miss Bruce because that's something that a lot of people just have a hard time dealing with. Like, letting go is the best thing that you could ever do for yourself. And a lot of people don't seem to realize how powerful that can really be in ways that they just don't even realize. So I understood that. So Carlotta goes to visit Cassie, one last time to go ahead and let her know about the things that, her father did to her, and that Carlotta had to make sure that despite all the shit that her father did to her, that she made sure that he didn't get anywhere near Cassie. And we can clearly see that this is getting to Cassie. And Carlotta lets her go. So then we get Alex, who arrives back at the shop to let Miss Bruce know that she's trying to live a life on her own. And then Miss Bruce had to let her know that she needs to go on and start living life and making her own rules. Basically, if she wants to live her life, bitch, go do it. Because you had your chance when you was up in New York, but now you here. The whole girl group thing, music label and all this. Girl, you had your chance to live your own life when you was up in New York. But now you're here. So go ahead and do it. Nothing's stopping you. And then she insisted that she had her go blonde. I'm like, why? But whatever. So later we get this last scene with Noah, who tells his dad to go ahead and give him the gun back. And he had to let him know that he apologized about how he tried to, prove that he can protect himself because he feels like that was the only thing that he could do, since he was taught a certain way of what a man is supposed to be. And his dad had to go and let him know that at the end of the day, he was only just doing the best that he could. The way how he was teaching him on how to be a man, it was the only way how he could be able to teach him. And it wasn't intentional. It was the only thing that he knew how. So he couldn't really, it wasn't his fault. It was what it was. So at that point, they bonded over that, and that leads to Noah letting his father, be his manager. And I thought that was a cute little scene right there. So then we get the girls, they meet up and they end up having a song ready, and Carlotta is into it. And at this point, we get this ending half of the episode where we see Carlotta pretty much letting everybody go. We saw her let go Cassie. Then, she lets go of the girls. And then we get this last scene with her visiting her daddy, and she goes on to tell him about the things that he did to her and how much that he has hurt her and took advantage of her innocence, and how she's finally letting him go and placing all of his sins that she's carried on her back to him. And I'm sitting here like, you know what, bitch, you better go the fuck off. Like, I am here for it. Then we get this last scene with Xander, visiting Cassie, and Cassie decides to let go of him on her own. And that, of course, this ain't the last that we're going to see of Xander, because the way how he looked, the grin that he was giving her, he knew that that she is depending on him to get her out early, but because she let him go, he's pretty much giving off the threat that, okay, well, since you don't need me anymore, we'll see how long you'll get out. Practically saying that she ain't never gonna see daylight again since that happened. Whatever. Child, that was Star. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I will see you guys next week for the fall finale. And again, I am sorry if I got emotional or if I was yawning too much. I just want to let y'all know that, child, what I'm going through right now, like, that shit took me the fuck out. I practically went through like 3 different like mental breakdowns before I even got to this video. So all that crying and all that screaming and shouting done wore me out. So you already know I'm finna have a good ass sleep tonight. So I just want y'all to be good, take care of yourselves, and if y'all going through shit, or if y'all having depression or anxiety, or if y'all going through shit and life is bringing you down, don't let it get to you, okay? Like, at the end of the day, stay positive and don't ever be afraid to ask for help, okay? Like, that's the biggest thing, okay? Take care of yourselves, because, child, life's too damn short. But, y'all be good, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.